coming in with this one right here. We got Tino plugged in with Fumez the engineer and Sheeran. And then we got with the plugged in. We got plugged in with Tino and got with Fumez the engineer and Sheeran. Well, mainly coming from Tino and him having his whole plugged in, like he's officially plugged in, like he got the plugged in, and then we got with the engineer, and then we got with Sheeran, him even being himself, an artist himself, especially coming through this. But we got with Tino and the plugged in, and especially coming from Tino, like he's officially plugged in, and with this whole thing, like this whole thing just coming through this whole one right here, just pronunciating.
A lot of people ask us, how is CDOT funded and where do you get your money from? The simple answer?
Every time you come around, you know I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take off. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control. I can feel the paradise before my world implodes. And tonight had something wonderful.
If a man rolls up in a double R, just know that it's double M's. And you can call me Dave, the way that I'll part this bend on the side of a bending, baby. Take a trip to my ends. Man rolls up in a double.
I didn't know this one was coming in like this already, and then we got a little bit of everything on this one. Like, ooh, he said from the double and to everything else is coming into this one. Like, this one is strange.
And tonight had something wonderful.
If a man rolls up in a double R, just know that it's double M's. And you can call me Dave, the way that I'll part this bend on the side of a bending, baby. Take a trip to my ends. You know I'll make a bag with a pen. I get a got ring from Ben. You know to fill you with the bag, I'm more than 10 grand, cause I got 10 more, my friend. And you think that I need your love, like no, I don't want no scrub, no. TLC, guess it wasn't meant to be. And I come from nothing to something. Go come down and he plugged in my funds in. Buy a crib for my mum and my pop.
What did he say? He plugged in, he funds in. Like, hey, where did they get the funds from? Like, especially coming through this, like, where they get the funds from to the ants, to everything else, to the double M's and oof. Like, this one right here is just washed through, but it's got its ants to it too. Like, coming from this.
You know to fill you with the bag, I'm more than 10 grand, cause I got 10 more, my friend. And you think that I need your love, like no, I don't want no scrub, no. TLC, guess it wasn't meant to be. And I come from nothing to something. Go come down and he plugged in my funds in. Buy a crib for my mum and my pops and my bro and my sis, no. Disney Plus, cause they talking and net and they see me outside and they ask if it flicks. Laugh and hate cause it is what it is, but we in the scene. Package all eyes on me. We stay humble, get it stacking, you know we don't.
He said, stay humble and the pack's on me, all eyes on him.
We in the scene, package all eyes on me. We stay humble, get it stacking, you know we don't fumble. Too much sauce on the fit, wrists froze.
No fumbles and everything else. Especially just coming into this whole thing right here. Like, hey, you coming from the fumbles to the rumbles. Like, you coming from all these, man, all these sacks of stuff. And now it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Coming from all this sack and you doing your thing now, and you really just coming from all this. Like, it just really makes sense. Like, it adds up.
So much blessings on my head, my neck is swollen. Oh, let me lap it, cold, needing matches. I'm a marvel, I'm a captain, I'm a truth boy, get a faxing. And the fact that they praying me, fact that they seeing me, getting the patience I pay for. Make them sick, it's not what they aim for. When they carry my name in their mouthful. For the stress still get stressful, for the stressful guys tryna rap but they choking. If I spit this heat too hot, then the mic just stop popping and smoking. Said, ooh, baby, had to switch on them lately. Covered in lessons, I'm covered in blessings. I thank God cause he saved me. And I come with the hunger. Everything in my wallet's evergreen. I bring the storm with lightning and thunder. And we make more stacks when we run African.
Like lightning and thunder. He's really, everything is just coming in together. Like how he's just coming through and everything else. Like rumble to the fumbles, to the lightning, to the thunder. Like everything happened for. Like they say, everything comes into for a fact. Like everything happened for a reason. Like there's reasons why half of the stuff that be happening, because it's like you gotta see that thunder just see that lighting, like it just really plus all that stuff that just recoups in.
With lightning and thunder, and we make more stacks when we run her. African king always come with a dollar. No, my girls, it's a hot pop summer. So much faith in the banner, so I can't forget my broskies who was getting with the kid like whoa. And back then, we were part of the ends, and no one that believed that we make it surely unduly. Chop the back, come to riches from rags, but there's only one thing. No one can stop the hunger that we run. Yeah, we hungry and we eat. No time for the beef. Trendsetters for the streets, voice heard for the streets. Sit down for the downfall, guys. Still people trying to get the bad and delete. Squad dripping, no lease. Round table, take a seat. If you mad, then it's peak. Got the blessings on me. From back then, we were part of the ends, and no one.
Ooh, he said he got them blessings with him. Ooh, that one was washy right there. Like he said, even with that whole thing, got the blessings with him everywhere he goes. He carries those like, ooh, hey, that's a wash up one too. And then what he said, like he's the voice of something, like with a voice coming from this, like even as you coming from that voice, like the voice of the whole, the tune and everything else, like you coming from that voice to main like streams and everything, like, all those other limits.
That believe that we make it surely unduly. Chop the back, come to riches from rags, but there's only one thing. No one can stop the hunger that we rumbling. Much love for the bros, they was with me on the lows. Much love for my family, they was with me through the battle scenes. Much love for the bros, they was with me on the lows. Much love for my family, they was with me through the battle scenes.
I wasn't expecting this at all. Like the way this was coming through, like even him having this whole thing, but this one was a wicked one right here. Like especially when it comes to these plugged in, like especially when it just plugged in and everything else. Like these plugged ins be something else. Like it be some history to it. Like it's always gonna be a history song. Like especially coming from Tino and this whole thing. But when it just comes from this whole thing, it just comes from this whole thing right here. But coming in with plugged in and everything else, and just with Tino and the main thing, got the main president to this whole thing. But this one right here just made me run through. Like I was just trying to see what's actually functioning through, because this whole thing, the way it was just passing by. But it's guys definitely like, comment, everything else, and just coming from this.